Torsten responded. So structural salvage is in 322, but I think a lot of us have, some people, like I made a video yesterday about it, and some people obviously defended CIG because why wouldn't they? But Torsten responded to the feedback they've been getting around structural salvage, and it's not just me that doesn't like it here. That a lot of the feedback threads have been filled with people having similar opinions to me, even slightly different ones about not enjoying it that much. So here we are. Here's his first response. I have other ones as well. Thank you all for your feedback. I get the frustration in regards to the simplicity of the current implementation of structural salvage aspect of salvage gameplay. We wanted to bring you the gameplay in a quicker time frame than what we normally do. That becomes at the cost of being simplified. That does not mean, though, that we do not continue working on fitting the feature in the global frame of how Star Citizen will play. Some of you have already pointed out this feature is heavily dependent on Maelstrom technology, and because we did not want to waste too much of our work inventing new tech that would be deprecated in the future, we had to take this approach. Okay. Sorry, I thought I heard something. We're still working hard to improve what we can in our time remaining. It's the end of the year, and my team will start going on their well-deserved Christmas break, including me. There will be one thing coming that will add a little complexity, but more on that next week once it makes it into the build. Okay, looking out for that. To be very clear, this approach we took is us wanting to give you something nice for the end of the year, and also for us to be able to tell and measure what you enjoy about structural salvage, to be able to improve on it, and also learn how you react to these early test beds. We do have plans to make the fracturing part more skill-driven, but implementing those takes time, and it's heavily dependent on other teams who also require a significant amount of time. Our team will be talking about our decisions, intentions, and goals in some detail on an upcoming ISC. As always, I will keep you posted. Cheers. That's good to hear. But the only issue that I have with this, and I think he touches on it, is how we react to the early test beds. We clearly don't react very well to them, because I think when it comes to specifically features like this, major features with major ships. If you're dealing with major features with major ships, you kind of have to get it closer to what I think players expected. But yeah, I don't know. So that's kind of the thing here. But yeah, I know there's another comment below. Which is the amount of Alpha USC being awarded right now is not right. It's a bit too high, so they're going to rebalance that. I also just generally think the size of the buffer is good for the Vulture, but it doesn't make sense for the Reclaimer. That it's just too big. You need people in the downstairs moving boxes. So, that's the only thing that I think could be quickly fixed to resolve some problems, but yeah, I don't know how I feel, but they're getting murdered in this thread. A lot of people don't enjoy the current state of it, and I think when your company that you work for sets the expectations here, and you bring it in here, there's always just going to be like, whoa, the initial shock of it. At the same time, I woke up this morning and I kind of want to pull the Reclaimer out and do some more. So, maybe not the Reclaimer, maybe the Vulture or something, but that's where we're at right now. So I feel like we can come out of this with a good experience. It is concerning, I think, from some people made the comments of, well, now you're doing reworks. Not really. If you really look at the system, they took a system they already have and they completely changed it. Now I'm glad you said this, Parallax. Mining was kind of underwhelming at first, and now look at it. No, it wasn't. Mining was everything that everybody has an issue with this. It was not like this. You cannot make these comparisons. And everybody in my comments on the video I made giving feedback on this is going to mining and said, look at mining at the start and look at it now. Mining had a good base at the start. This does not. Mining had its fracturing. It had its skill. It had, you're moving the thing up and down. You got to keep it in the green zone. It was tactile. It was the best mining experience I had ever had in a video game on day one. It's why I became a miner in the game when I never thought I was going to. It was, you had to pay attention. You didn't press E on a rock and do nothing. What are you doing with salvage or with structural salvage? You're left clicking on a ship, and it is just like all the other MMOs that you've ever played. You just watch a movie. And I think that's what people didn't want with structural salvage. They wanted us to take hull scraping. I think a lot of people were a little apprehensive at first, and then came to the understanding of, I kind of like this chill gameplay. It makes sense. And then, because it was a beam again, and we were like, what the hell? And then they did it again here, and everyone's like, all right, man, enough's enough. And I think a lot of the community is like, all right, enough's enough with this shit. You got to deliver better. You got to deliver better. So, and I think they feel the same way based on these comments. I think that they're kind of agreeing with us and coming out and just straight up saying, we wanted to get it to you faster because there are things worth testing here. And I know nobody's going to get to this part of the video if I post this on YouTube. It's just going to sound like complaining. But there are things worth giving feedback on. The buffer is a really, really, really good element to the process here. Really good element to the process. And that's one thing that I think I never would have thought of. And, we said that there's some issues with the Vulture, and then they came right out and resolved them very quickly, I think, with this. So it's just a matter of balance on some things, but when it comes to the claw and it comes to fracturing the ships, something's got to give, right? Something's got to give there. But besides that, that's really it.